Example 2, using a reciprocal. Now quickly, I want to just say one thing before I show you example 2, and I want to teach you how to check your work. Okay, so whenever you work on solving for an equation, you end up with telling me, let's say your answer was x equals negative 6. Okay, so when you find that answer, I don't want you to just give me that answer and submit it. Let's say it was a quiz or a test. I want you to check your work. So let's say the original problem was 18 over x equals negative 3. Okay, so that was your original problem and you found this answer. Before you submit it, this is a way you can check your work. Please plug your answer, negative 6, in as x. Because if you're telling me that x equals negative 6, then you're also telling me, check this out, that this x can be substituted by negative 6. And if I do the work, it should also equal negative 3. This should equal negative 3. Well, does it? 18 divided by negative 6? Yes, it does. You're in luck. So that's how you should be checking your work on these tests and quizzes and anything that you turn in to me, so that you know that your answer is correct. Okay, moving on. Example 2, using a reciprocal. Okay, remember, reciprocal is a fraction that is flipped. It's the opposite fraction. So if it's a 4 over 5, it should be a 5 over 4. Okay, so how this works out is you have 3 steps again. So first, you write the equation. So you have negative 4 over 5x equals negative 8. If you do this step wrong, then your whole answer will be incorrect. So please do not forget any negatives. Step 1 was to write the equation. Step 2 is to use the multiplication inverse property, okay? And what the multiplication inverse property states is that if you multiply anything by its reciprocal, it will be 1. So check this out, okay? And remember, multiplication property of equality tells us that we can multiply whatever the heck we want, as long as we do it on the other side. So I am going to multiply negative 5 over 4. And you may be wondering, Miss Chan, why did you choose such an odd fraction? Well, check this out. Cancel, cancel. My x is by itself. So whenever you multiply by the reciprocal, notice that I have the same sign as the original. It was a negative and a negative. When I multiply by its reciprocal, then it's going to cancel itself out. And that's kind of a neat tool because remember, the goal of solving an equation is to isolate that variable, keep that x by itself. Well, now I do have that. However, now that I have that x, am I done? Does x equals negative 8? No, it doesn't. Whatever you do to one side, you need to do to the other. So if I multiplied by a negative 5 over 5 over there, 5 over 4, then I need to do that here. So let me go ahead and write that again. So I have x equals negative 8 times negative 5 over 4. Okay, and that step right there was the multiplicative inverse property. Pretty much, if you multiply by the reciprocal, you will get a 1. Multiplicative inverse, meaning opposite or swapped property. Okay, and usually my third step, or for this lesson, is to simplify. So let's go ahead and simplify that. Yikes. Simplify. Okay, so negative 8 times negative 5 over 4. Okay, so, well, just to make it visually easy for me, I'm going to put a 1 under that. And with multiplication of fractions, you can just go straight across. So, I have x equals, what's negative 8 times negative 5? It is positive 40. What's 1 times 4? 4. Okay, can I simplify further? Yes, I can. 40 over 4, if I simplify that, I will get 10. So, x equals 10. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, rewatch it. And if it still doesn't, raise your hand and talk to me. Okay, let me go ahead and do some try it on your own. That sounds so strange. And if you don't have this written down yet, pause it and write it all down before you move on. Okay, on your own. Let's go ahead and do A, and that'll be negative 14 equals 2/3 x. Remember, find the reciprocal and cancel that out. Okay, do it and check back. Pause it. Okay, your answer should be, let's see, x equals negative 21. Did you get it? If you did, pat yourself on the back. You should have multiplied by 3 over 2, canceling it out. Multiplied by 3 over 2, and that's how you would have gotten the negative 21. Okay? Go ahead and try B. Let's see, negative 8 over 5b equals 5. Okay, pause it and try it out. Your answer, thank you for working hard, your answer is B equals negative 3/1/8. Did you get it? If you didn't, try again. And if you tried again and you didn't get it, raise your hand and talk to me. Because check it out, class. Multiply by negative 5 over 8. Remember, I told you to keep the sign because a negative times a negative will be a positive, and you want a positive 1. Because when it's 1b, you can just write b, and that's what you want. B equals 5. Nope, that's not true. B equals 5 times negative 5 over 8, and when you work that out, you will get a negative 1 over 8. And if fractions is still your issue, keep working on it. Practice makes perfect. Okay, are you ready for C? Let's do it quickly. C. 3/8 h equals negative 9. Okay, pause it and work it out. Your answer should be h equals negative 24. Did you get it? If you got it, I am so proud of you. If you didn't, I am still proud of you. Just try again. Okay, let's move on to the final example. Good job.